Hi guys! Welcome to today's video, which is a 7 on Sunday, as you can tell from the title. Today's video is books or book series you binge read. Most of these are series, but I've got a few of just like single books that I've binge read, and I'm just like, I love to binge read series especially, but these are ones that I like binged. Like I went straight on. Like binging, I'm gonna define as like you just finish the first one and then continued on to the next one, which is what I did with these series. And then obviously I couldn't do that for these single books. But anyways, let's get started. These are in no particular order, just the way like I kind of piled them off. And yeah, so starting off, we've got Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I binged this and I loved it so much. I've never really been a huge fan of the Evil Queen, or not the Evil Queen, the Red Queen's like story. But this was absolutely amazing. I loved it. So good. 5 out of 5 stars. Highly suggest you read it if you love retellings. And her writing is just so good for this. Like, yes, this is definitely one I suggest like everybody reads because it was so good. So many plot twists. So heartbreaking for how she became the Red Queen. Like, it's insane. 5 out of 5, suggest you read it. You'll probably binge it too. Next is the Sweep series by Kate Tiernan. Witchy series, and as a witch myself, it is the closest I have come to finding of an actual series where there's like, it's actually how the craft is in like real life. It is the closest I've come to finding something like it. And I always suggest it to like my witchy friends and everything, or just even friends, because it is so good. It's like, it's a huge series. It's like a 15-book series. They're all like really little books too, but it's a really good series if you just want to like binge something and you like magic. So, and then kind of an obvious one, the Harry Potter series. I didn't read this until like, let's see, 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe 5. It's been a while, but I didn't read it until I was well into teenhood. I had always tried, but I could never get past the first book. I don't know what it was, but when I finally did read it, I binged. I binged so hard, and everybody knows the Harry Potter story, so I'm not really gonna like go too much into it, but yeah, this is definitely one that I binged. Sorry. Divergent. I don't know if the first time I read this I binged it, but every time I read it now, I definitely binge it. I just love to go through the entire story. As heartbreaking as it is, and as much as I want to pretend that this one does not exist because of that ending. But yeah, this is definitely one that I binge now like all the time. One of my favorite books I've ever read. And then, sorry, gotta set that down. Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. I read this in like 3 days. It took me a bit to get through the first half. Like, I think I read like this much, and it took me like the first 2 days basically to get through this much. And then on that third day, I don't know, I just hit the sweet spot in the book and I binged it. I like sat on the floor in like such an uncomfortable position, but I just binged it so hard because I don't know, I couldn't get like enough of it, and I loved it. Oh, it was so good. I have yet to read the companion, that's what it is, the companion novel, The Girl the Sea Gave Back, but I do own it, and I'm gonna get to that soon. I just kind of want to do a reread of this first, just to like get myself back into that world. But yeah, 3 days I binged this. It was amazing. Another one that, again, I don't know if I binged the first time, but I binge every single time after, like every time I read it now, is the House of Night series. As you can tell, it's got like its own shelf here. I absolutely love it. This is one of my favorite series I've ever read. The vampires are so good. The representation in it is good. Like, there's gay representation, representation. There's disability representation, and it's all so good. There's native representation, and that is really good. I love that. One of my favorite books I've ever read. I even like spray painted the series. and like colors to like kind of match the title. That was fun. But yeah, I definitely binge this every time I read it. I think I'm due for a reread soon. And then finally, well, before we get to this last one, I got like a couple honorable mentions. The Percy Jackson series, I currently don't have that series because they got messed up, so I had to get rid of them all. But that is one I definitely binged. Another one is this Rotten Ruin series. I definitely binged that. I can't remember if I binged the ACOTAR series or not, so I'm not putting those in there. But I pretty much also binged the Crow Prince series once I had my hands on all of them. Those are some honorable mentions. And now for the final book that I binged, or series that I binged read, Twilight. Like, if you guys haven't seen my most popular video on my channel, it's a Twilight shelf tour. I want to do like an updated one of that because I've gotten so much since then. But yeah, I binge read Twilight, and I want to do it again here soon. Like, I got so many rereads I want to do, but also so many books on my TBR that I need to read. But Twilight is definitely one that I binge read, and I, again, do every time. Like, it's just so hard not to when you get sucked into that story. I just want to be in that world for as long as I can be if I love that story. So I a lot of the times will binge read series, unless I'm just not feeling it, or like if it's taking so long for the next one to come out, or stuff like that, circumstances. But yeah, so those are the 7 plus some honorable mention books / series that I have binge read. Let me know down in the comments some of the series that you have binge read. Let's just get to talking. Make sure to follow me on my social medias. I am on TikTok, Instagram, trying to get better on posting on there. I am also on Twitter, not very active, but trying to get some active on there. Add me on Goodreads if you want. I do try and do reviews for most of my books I'm reading now, getting better on my reviews. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.